come from a non-filmy background, your first film becomes your audition to the world.
Absolutely.
You know, people watch your film and they make an immediate judgment of whether you're good or you're not good. And I didn't have that scope for people to even make that comment. So my second film became very important in terms of Hindi. And at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what to do. And South was offering me such really amazing films. So I decided to go that route. Because what else could I have done?
But in Hindi, were you not getting roles that you...
Not
like the ones which you got while you were under contract?
No. So that's what I'm saying, right? Before Mohenjo-daro, when the hype was there, I was getting such amazing films. And as soon as the film released, it changed.
True.
You know? And it's not like,
it is devastating.
And it's not like there's somebody who's gonna produce a film for me, or people are offering me films left, right, and center saying, "Chalega, ye wala try karo, isme you can be better." That never happened to me, you know. So what was my option? Either I could cry about it and put myself in a shell and be upset about it, or work harder. And that's what I did. I just kept working, and somewhere it paid off. I said no for a lot of Hindi films that came after that because it didn't excite me as an actor. And then finally Houseful came and I said, okay, let's do this because it was half of Zarakshare, people are going to go watch it, and it was a great
franchise,
and it was the producer, of course, and Nadia Adwala, working with him, and I'm glad I did because it got me a Kabhi Eid Kabhi Diwali. So it kind of is a process,
True. But I want to know that, a lot of actresses especially who have spoken to, whether it's Tapsi, Rakul, Vidya ma'am, who have tried doing a few South films. Vidya ma'am, so 12 films shut down because the first film didn't take off. So there was a point where South mein, if the first film or the second film or 2-3 films didn't work, you would be called an iron leg and unlucky. Your first film down South,
Mugamudi.
That didn't work. But you consistently kept up with it and you were never tagged that. Was there a fear? Because by the time you debuted, all this was happening to other actresses.
I mean, honestly, I didn't really let it play on my mind. Mugamudi happened because, I had done Miss India, right?
Yeah.
And I got this offer. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I've never learned acting. I've never done... I had so many doubts about myself. And my mom was the one who was like, listen, Pooja, how will you know whether you want to, if you've not tried? So she's like, what's the worst that can happen? Is that you do it, you fail, and you never want to do it again. What's the worst? It's okay. We don't come from a filmy family. It's okay. What's the worst? We are not going to look down on you. Do it. And I did it, and it didn't do well. But if you know me as a kid, I've been a lost child, okay? As a kid, I never knew what I wanted to do in my life, ever, okay? And my brother just knew ki doctor banna hai. And
I just met him.
Oh, you met him. Yeah. And he was so clear ki doctor banna. I'm like, how do you know that you want to be a doctor? He's like, I don't know, I just know. And I went on set and I just felt at home, okay? Like, it's something I can't explain. But I went on set, I'm like, I want to do this. Like, I can express myself through this. So even though the film didn't do well, I said, oh, now that means I should pick and choose my films. This just happened by chance.
Yeah.
Right? So now let me pick and choose. So for 1 year, I didn't have any work. No work was coming to me. And I remember I used to go for auditions. Nothing used to work out. And finally...
Were there bad comments? Like, were you rejected and told anything? Because usually that happens.
Yeah, things didn't work out until I went for an audition for an ad. Okay? And it was a scooty ad. And you won't believe it, just before I was about to enter this audition, a crow shat on me.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Literally.
And I was like, this can't get worse, okay? I've had 1 year of no work whatsoever. I'm about to enter the audition and I have shit to deal with, okay? So, I'm just like, this better be lucky for me. You know how they say that it's really lucky? I'm like, this better be lucky. So I entered, I'm like already bloody upset about this, and I've entered the audition. And there were like very few girls selected to audition for this ad. And I auditioned, and they were taking like 2-3 takes for everyone else. I did mine, and the person said, "1 take. Oh, good, we got it. So I got out of the audition, and I'm like, Mom, ye bhi nahi. My mom called me. She said, "How was it?" I said, "Ye bhi nahi milne wala hai. Mere ko ye ad nahi milne wala." And then I got a call saying that I was selected. And it was an ad with Ranbir Kapoor. Okay, and that ad, I got my Mohenjo-daro from that ad. I got my South films from that ad, the other South films that I had done. So that ad gave me so much. It's just like suddenly things just changed for me, you know. And I'm here, like.
But you know, when you look at your career, do you somehow feel that some of the films that you've done, most of the films down south, they are really good, and they have always been commercial blockbusters in their own right. Do you feel that for an actor, especially who has no industry pedigree and no godfather, it's very important to have that? Like, what you were not getting, like you said, that between Houseful and Mohenjo-daro, you delivered some of the biggest hits down south. And even between Houseful and now, you're delivering some of the biggest hits down south again. So, does it help you sustain?
Of course. I feel like God has been my godfather. Because there has to be some, of course, besides the hard work, there has to be some divine intervention for your work to be accepted. But I also feel it's a great validation that if you really put your heart and soul in something, it comes back to you in some way or the other.
True.
You know, because what was great was that, you know how like some people say don't be missing in Hindi for too long. You know, a lot of people have these things. But I just continued to work, and it just so happened that my films transcended states, you know, and people kind of watched it without it being a Hindi film. Like DJ did some 100 million views, just the Hindi dubbed, you know, on YouTube, the film. Ala Vaikuntapuramlo, Buttabumma, now Arabic Kuttu. It's been like, it's the work has transcended to different places, and that's something I'm so excited about.
I have to share this with you. DJ, CT Mar is from DJ, if I'm not wrong, right? So my niece, she's going to turn 10 this month end, okay? She's told me when the song came, and I didn't even know when the Salman Khan version came. I was home during lockdown. She's like me, it is Sallu versus Allu. I said, what are you saying? Are you don't know, this is another song. I have seen, I like it. I said, which song? Show? I knew. She's like, and she's seen a video on YouTube which says Sallu versus Allu, and she knows when the song dropped, the day it dropped, she knew, and she had watched that song pehle. So I feel that, you are right when you say Ala Vaikuntapuramlu is one of my most favorite South films. I've enjoyed. I'm a 90s child. I feel it has got all the ingredients. I was just talking to somebody today morning also about the same, because we were discussing the remake and stuff. Ala Vaikuntapuramlu, so I have a problem with subtitles. Like I have an eye issue. So I go like this. If it's dubbed, it's okay. But again, I feel that the essence is lost. So my sister 100%. Loves South movies. Yeah. She can watch it all day. You give it to her. She'll either watch Mirzapur.
What's your sister's name?
Mohar. Mohar.
Thank you, Mohar.
Yeah, she's the one who introduced me to that
power
movie.
To you.
And she's like, you have to watch it. I don't know. So it was a bet. I made her watch a film that she didn't want to watch and I wanted to watch. She's like, you have to watch this.